This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Seeking change, the family of a Nova Scotia woman calls for policy reform after her sudden death in a special care home.
Unprepared rollout. Staff warn of patient safety as the province expands its new health records system.
And Little Lorraine, the Cape Breton-based movie, draws sellout crowds on the island.
Clearing overnight. Pretty nice Friday shaping up, but a chance for a shower or rumble of thunder. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. The family of a woman who died in a special care home last year is calling for change.
In the days before her death, staff did not call for medical help, and the family says the case points to a gap in provincial standards of care. Taryn Grant reports.
Old photos conjure happy memories for the Sutcliffe family, but they're also grieving. Their daughter and sister Johanna died last May at the special care home where she lived. And for the past year, they've been plagued by what-ifs.
Even if someone had sought medical attention at the appropriate time, we don't know if that would have saved Johanna or not. But we have to live with that doubt in our minds for the rest of our lives.
Johanna spent 7 years in the L'Arche community. The nonprofit runs special care homes across Canada. Johanna went home most weekends to stay with her parents, who still keep her room just as she left it. Her mother saw her 3 days before she died.
She was normal to me. She had been home the weekend before.
According to staff accounts recorded by the Sutcliffe family and an autopsy report, Johanna was sick for about 2 days before she died. She had diarrhea, nausea, fever, and fatigue. Staff said they thought she would recover with rest and did not seek medical intervention. But on the third day, as they were preparing to take her to the emergency room, she started gasping for breath and became unresponsive. That's when staff called 911.
It must have been a terrible experience for the young people that were there looking after her. And, Joe, in our opinion, should have been referred to medical care at the very, very latest, early on that Friday morning.
The Sutcliffes want to see a province-wide policy that says when to seek medical intervention if a resident in a special care home is sick. They highlight that Johanna and many people with disabilities have underlying health conditions. Others in the disability community agree.
Okay, she's sick. It's something different. Then you need to get help. Okay, medical help.
Your most important support is to make sure that somebody is healthy, and that if they're not feeling well, that you follow that up. And nobody is an expert in the medical field, so you'd want to check with an expert.
L'Arche would not make anyone available for an interview and would not comment on the circumstances around Johanna's death. The board said in a statement they are deeply saddened by Johanna's passing, that they hold themselves to the highest standards of care for people with disabilities and are committed to participating in any provincial conversation about those standards. The case has spurred the province to contract an independent review of policies both at L'Arche and in the Disability Support Program.
And we hope that whatever recommendations come out of this review, we hope that they can be applied in practice and not just live in a binder somewhere.
It's not yet clear if the report will be made public or if the recommendations will be binding. Taryn Grant, CBC News, New Minus.
Several frontline healthcare workers say they don't feel they've received adequate training on the province's new electronic medical system. The expansion comes as multiple groups have asked for a delay while leadership maintains the system is ready. Carolyn Ray reports.
One Person, One Record expands in Nova Scotia on May 9th, and it will fundamentally change the way the healthcare system works and the way patient information is tracked. But there's a problem. Some staff say they haven't been properly trained and the system isn't ready, and they're worried about patient safety.
CBC News is not identifying these frontline workers. They fear retribution for speaking out at a precarious time. Overwhelmingly, they've said to us they're looking forward to OPOR's potential, but the Central Zone isn't ready for launch. They say the training is inadequate and that the system is not finished being built. Leaders are trying to ease those concerns.
It will change everything they do inside the healthcare system, so people are nervous about that.
IWK staff tell CBC they took virtual classes with trainers overseas. They learned how to click through the system, but couldn't ask job-specific questions. Nova Scotia Health staff say some of the training modules still aren't complete.
One employee said this week she couldn't even practice ordering insulin for a patient because that part of the system doesn't exist yet. The health authority says employees have been given numerous ways to learn the program by doing test modules, looking at videos, and studying tip sheets.
Inside Central Zone, most of those have already been pre-built, pre-circulated, and teams are reviewing them, talking about them, posting them inside workspaces. When we went live in the IWK, we were building and creating those at the same time we went live.
CBC News obtained a letter written by a physician at the IWK whose name is redacted. It was written 1 month after OPOR was launched at the Women and Children's Hospital.
The doctor claims staff there were so poorly trained they couldn't get a woman to an operating room for an urgent C-section. The physician wrote, "I can no longer tolerate being told to be patient if it's at the cost of patient safety, well-being, and taxpayer dollars." The head of the IWK can't address the specific concerns listed by the physician, citing patient confidentiality.
What I can tell you, what was clearly stated when we went live and throughout the last 5 months, is that care comes first. So that in any case, if a patient needs to have care, care is delivered, and then you worry about documentation later.
Last week, the NSGEU and opposition leaders called for a delay of the expansion.
We take very seriously all of the things that they're worried about, and we continue to work with them to make them better.
The health minister is on vacation and is not doing any interviews this week. The health authority says the majority of employees are on board and are looking forward to Saturday's expansion into the Central Zone. It says contingencies and backups are in place. Carolyn Ray, CBC News, Halifax.
Premier Tim Houston says Nova Scotia's healthcare system is ready for the expansion of one person, one record.
This is a project that's been in the making for over 10 years, I guess. Thousands and thousands of hours of preparation. It's really important to the healthcare system. I mean, right now we have so many different systems that are trying to talk to each other.
Houston denies the province will face financial penalties if it doesn't launch by Saturday. He says they would never risk patient safety over a contract.
Alexander Levy, the former Halifax alehouse bouncer convicted of manslaughter in the 2022 death of patron Ryan Sawyer, has been granted bail pending his appeal. Levy was sentenced last month, to 4 years in prison. He is appealing both his conviction and sentence. The appeal will be heard in October. Sawyer died of cardiac arrest after Levy placed him in a chokehold during a struggle outside the downtown Halifax bar. And joining us now, Ryan Snoddon from the CBC Weather Centre.
And boy, did the rain come down pretty hard at times.
Yeah, coming down in sheets at times today. A solid soaking, a much needed one, of course. And we're watching the rain clearing away as of the early this evening. Across Cape Breton, still raining, but we've seen some clearing across central and especially western areas. And yes, as we work into tomorrow, we're looking at that sunshine that's going to be popping out. But a chance for a pop-up shower and even a rumble of thunder, especially across the northeast. That's our best chance. Slight risk down towards Bridgewater, Kentville, the Valley. Looking at temperatures tomorrow to be pretty close to seasonal. There goes the front moving out. There's the sunshine coming in. And again, with some instability tomorrow, just that chance for some pop-up showers. Now, looking ahead to Saturday, high pressure in control. Another very nice day. Sun, cloud. That's going to be the pick of the weekend. It does look like we'll be dodging some showers on Sunday, or attempting to anyway, for Mother's Day. We'll break down that full weekend forecast and your 7-day coming up in a few minutes.
All right, do stick around. Thanks so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
Workers at a private company the Nova Scotia government contracts to care for vulnerable people are sounding an alarm. They say Arden Professional Client Care is scrambling to replace experienced staff. Arden workers say they came to believe their pay was tax exempt until a CRA audit revealed that wasn't true. That's led some current staff to leave the company. Shayna Luck reports.
Questions about the work done by Arden Professional Client Care were put last month to the minister in charge after news surfaced that workers are quitting.
First thing I want to do is reassure all Nova Scotians that their loved ones are getting excellent care to the standards that our department sets for them. That is first and foremost. To the suggestion that they're leaving in droves, that simply isn't true.
But this Arden worker says it is true for him and many of his co-workers.
There are a critical number of people who are quitting, and I think it's not just people quitting, but a lot of the people who are quitting are people who have many years of experience.
As a former teacher and school principal, he knows about working with people who are acting out, but he's worried the company may be hiring new workers who don't have that skill set. Recently, Arden posted job ads on several different websites. The company wants workers for people with challenging behaviors. It's not clear how much experience is needed. The requirements include a clean criminal record and child abuse check, and the ads explicitly warn there are risks. Ketty says clients can get violent.
If you bring someone in brand new who hasn't been in those situations, it's, can potentially be dangerous, and you don't have time to think, and you don't often have time to call someone.
In Ketty's view, the long-standing staff who are leaving guided those at Arden with less experience. He says some people came in unprepared. Retired social worker Brian Crawford used to check on Arden houses for the province.
One woman told me she used to work in a yarn shop, and some of them I knew because they were sheriffs I'd see them at youth court, so they're just working at Arden, making some extra money.
The province said it follows up and corrects anything that could affect safety for clients and care staff. I asked if the province will require Arden workers to have any kind of specific training or experience for working with children and youth. They said no, because these are temporary arrangements until other options can be found. But according to that former social worker, he's seen the arrangements used for up to 2 years. I asked Arden about the workers' concerns. The company declined to comment. Shayna Luck, CBC News, Halifax.
CUPE long-term care workers and the provincial government have agreed to return to the bargaining table. Thousands of long-term care workers across Nova Scotia have been on strike for nearly 4 weeks. The number of homes affected surpassed 30 this week. Issues include low wages and understaffing.
Little Lorraine has become the hottest ticket in town in Sydney.
More than 10,000 tickets have been sold since it debuted in mid-April, and it continues to sell out. Kyle Moore has the story.
So realistic, and then to see down in the mine, that was neat too.
Todd Billard is one of thousands of people flocking to Cineplex in Sydney to see what's become a local success story in the film industry around here. Little Lorraine continues to sell out since debuting April 17th.
I thought it was a very good movie.
The film centers on 3 coal miners in Cape Breton who become lobster fishermen and get caught up in a drug smuggling ring. More than 10,000 tickets have been purchased at the Sydney Theatre alone.
The manager came in 2 or 3 times to make sure everybody was sitting in their proper seats, because if you weren't in your proper seat, you were in somebody else's.
You have to buy in advance, so if you're planning to show up and get tickets like 20 minutes before the show time, it won't work.
Chantel Ormandy is the executive director for Cineplex in Atlantic, Canada. She says tickets need to be bought 3 or 4 days before the show to secure your seat in Cape Breton.
It's definitely rewarding when you're a manager or an employee in the theater, and at the end of the show you see everyone clapping at the end of the movie. It's like heartfelt. It hits all the feels.
It's not only the hottest ticket in town, but the movie is now playing across the country and will be making its debut in other areas on Friday.
The amount of tickets that we've sold is staggering. We're going to make an announcement here in a day or two. Because I mean, it's unprecedented.
Many here at home were part of the filming in 2024 and are now thrilled to see themselves in familiar places in the movie.
I was not too worried about the audience at Toronto International Film Festival when we premiered there, but I was very, very nervous and concerned about how Cape Breton Island was going to receive the film, and it's been incredibly well received.
Hines says the record-breaking numbers will be released on Friday. Meanwhile, Cineplex says they'll continue to show the movie as long as people keep going. Kyle Moore, CBC News, Sydney.
Bit gray out there, but it's clearing. Ryan is up next with the full weather forecast. Stay with us.
Yeah, okay. It rained today, that's for sure. Man, it was coming down there at times, heavy.
I was going up for a bite to eat, and I looked at Ryan. I'm like, is this going to stop anytime
Am I
soon?
gonna get back?
No. Just definitely run as fast as you can to your car. And if you were on foot, it was a soggy day indeed. But we've already been looking at the clear out. Skies are clearing now in central areas, and we'll clear in the east tonight. Great time lapse today from the port of Yarmouth, Marginal Wharf there in Yarmouth. And you can see, obviously dark to start, but soggy as well. And boy, it looks like it didn't stop a lot of the fishermen there who had to get out no matter what. But a note as we work our way into the afternoon, the sky's starting to brighten, and then a big blue sky working in there to Yarmouth and western areas into the afternoon.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Tide came in today too. That was good news.
Absolutely. Right on schedule. So yes, temperatures in Yarmouth right now sitting around 10 degrees. It's 10 degrees at Backrow. We've got 14 degrees there in through Shelburne, 11, 12 degrees in through the metro area, anywhere from 9 to 13 across Cape Breton, 12 in Amherst. And as we look at the winds, they were a little on the breezy side again today. That's been the name of the game all week long. Thankfully, some lighter winds in the mix for tomorrow. Those strongest winds are already starting to roll out. Looking at the latest radar, and this thing is actually making a pretty good time here, moving its way out. We'll see some lingering bands of rain that could still track up and across Cape Breton over the next couple of hours, but the heaviest stuff is on its way out to Newfoundland. Starting to see some gradual clearing right now through central areas, and the sky is big and blue across western areas and northwestern areas in particular. We've got this area of high pressure that's settling into the region, and that's keeping things quiet over the next couple of days, relatively speaking. Note this cooler air moving into the Great Lakes. That is what's on its way for us. It'll be modified, but it's really cold aloft, and when that cold air moves in aloft, that's really going to spark things up in terms of some shower and thunderstorm chances. Additional rainfall outlook, not looking at much here. A few more showers in the east. As we look at the winds, they become northwest, across Cape Breton and central areas, and yes, across the west, but pretty light through the overnight, 5 to 15 kilometers per hour. So there's the last of that rain, as we said, maybe a few more periods early this evening. And the skies will continue to clear overnight tonight, and a pretty quiet start to Friday. Now, as we work our way throughout the day, as I said, that cooler air aloft, still the sun doing its thing this time of year, but as the sun heats things up here at the surface, that air rises into the atmosphere, and when there's such chilly temperatures aloft, boy, once it hits that cold air, it really starts lifting, lots of convection, and we're going to see those pop-up showers, especially across New Brunswick tomorrow, and then those will kind of migrate, that instability will migrate in across northeastern parts of Nova Scotia and into Cape Breton. There's a risk here as well of some showers. Slight risk for a thunderstorm here, but more so just shower chances. Could even see a shower early on tomorrow morning, but it's a very slight risk as well. So temperatures just 6 and 7 degrees Inverness County. We'll be into the double digits for most of the rest of the island. 11 to 13 for eastern parts of the mainland. Will be 10 to 14 for central areas. The best chances for those showers and a risk for a thunderstorm tomorrow will be right here across the northeast. A slight risk down through Halifax, Hants, the Annapolis Valley, Kedzie, Bridgewater, Liverpool, all these areas with a very slight risk tomorrow, and will be for sure rain-free for the Tri-County area. There's Saturday. Lots of sunshine to start. Again, with that cooler air, there's just that slight risk for some instability. I think it's more cloud cover that bubbles up than anything else, but a very slight risk for a shower in the northeast. And then let's first look at the temperatures for Saturday. We're going to be ranging between around 12 to 16 degrees across the province, so pretty good for this time of year. And then for Mother's Day, does look like we've got some showers tracking in as early as Sunday morning. The best chance for rain on Sunday is going to be in the west, closest to the front. New Brunswick's the greatest risk, but then western Nova Scotia. And you can see some sun breaks here across central and eastern areas, but it does look like a chance for showers in central and east as well for Mother's Day. Pretty good chance for showers on Monday. The signal as to when we get into the steadiest rain, will it be Monday night? Will it be Tuesday itself? Will it be kind of Tuesday night into Wednesday? That remains up in the air, but pretty good signal for wet weather Monday, Tuesday, and then back to a clear out for mid next week.
All right.
Yep.
We'll
handle it, right?
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. The Minister of Fisheries and Oceans is making the rounds following last week's announcement to maintain Canada's network of small craft harbours.
It was part of the spring economic update. Well, today, Joanne Thompson was in Sambro, and so was the CBC's Brett Ruskin.
Small craft harbors are in for big investments like this one here in Sambro, Nova Scotia. This is a hub for fishing activity. It's mostly lobster that gets harvested here, but also other species of seafood harvested here and sent and shipped all across the country and around the world. So really a hub of activity here in about a half-hour's drive from Halifax, a small coastal community here. Again, the recipient of funding from the federal government. Now, this funding announcement was made last week as part of the spring economic update, but starting today, the fisheries minister is making a multi-stop tour to various different coastal communities to announce some of the specifics around that funding. So here in Sambro, we expect to see around $10 million of investment to improve the wharf infrastructure here, because while the crews certainly go out and brave the wind and the waves here on the ocean, so too does the infrastructure. So here is the fisheries minister talking about today's announcement.
This document provides a clear update on the strength of our economy, and it delivers targeted relief to make life more affordable. It supports workers and accelerates the constructions of homes and major infrastructure.
And so overall, this was around $950 million nationwide of investment for these small craft harbors, specifically around $10 million here in Sambro to, again, improve the wharf to make it safer and stronger for the crews that rely on it here along the coast. Brett Ruskin, CBC News, Sambro, Nova Scotia.
Coming up, the president and CEO of the IWK addresses concerns about Nova Scotia's new medical records system.
For the past 5 months, the long-awaited one patient, one record has been stress tested. The IWK Children's Hospital in Halifax was the testing ground. The new system merges more than 80 different current workflows for patient information into one.
Blood work records, food service requests, medication, everything will run through the program when it's fully implemented across the province. Before it rolls out to all hospitals in the Central Zone, the CBC's Carolyn Ray sat down with the IWK's CEO to learn more about how that hospital has adjusted. Here is some of their conversation, which has been edited for clarity and length.
Dr. Jangard, we're hearing quite polarizing views of how OPOR is going. From your opinion, how is it at this stage at the IWK?
So we're 5 months in now, almost exactly 5 months in, and it has been a big lift. It has been a time that there's been a lot of work having to be done, and it's been quite stressful for our staff, and we've heard that over the past 5 months. But every day gets a little bit better. Many areas of our hospital are back to the activities that they were before. Some of our areas never got to slow down, as you can imagine, our emergency room, our birth unit, and so on. And people are getting more familiar with the system and are feeling more confident in using the system in their day-to-day care.
There have been a number of people saying the province isn't ready to expand this. You know, last week the NSGEU said over 82% of its workers here who filled out a survey said they're still experiencing struggles with their jobs because of OPOR. Does that number surprise you?
We have heard from the beginning that this has been stressful and it has been a struggle, and that people are continuing to want to work to make the system better. What we haven't heard is people saying that they don't want the system to work. It loudly inside, people want this system to work because it is what we need for our province. And so it is the case of then how do we support people as they learn something new while doing their regular job. And all of that information and all of the reports that we've had that have helped us pick out the areas where there were struggles, have helped us work with the OPOR team to make the changes that we do to make the system work better.
And I think that's the thing. No one I've spoke with says no OPOR. Like people are definitely on board with the idea. They're just saying it hasn't rolled out properly and the teams weren't ready. So I'm asking, is it acceptable that at this rate an 82% number saying they're still struggling?
It's an 82% of a sample.
I believe it was 82% of 260.
And of the 4,000 staff that work here. All of our providers, and those would be nurse practitioners and physicians, and all of our staff, or the vast majority of our staff, the staff that were working, all received all their training before they went live. But we know that some of the things that we needed to do, you could only test once you were live. And so the training was there. We have learned some things about how we can fix that training up a little bit for other people or make it better for other people, and we have shared those things and we have improved, and we brought extra people in to help support folks.
I received a letter through FOIPOP that a doctor had written about some of the examples of things that happened at the IWK, including a story about a woman who needed an urgent C-section, but because the staff were unfamiliar with OPOR and not trained properly, they say she wasn't able to be transferred to the operating room to receive that C-section. Is this a scenario you've heard of?
So I can't talk about any specific scenarios for patient confidentiality issues, but what I can tell you, what was clearly stated when we went live and throughout the last 5 months, is that care comes first. So that in any case, if a patient needs to have care, care is delivered, and then you worry about documentation later. And that's the same kind of situation that we have pre-going live with OPOR. If we had any time where anything wasn't working, you always provide the care and then do the documentation after that, okay? And we have procedures that can be done at any time for any kind of emergency that allows care to happen when things are not in their regular state.
So you can't say whether or not this scenario actually happened, this case?
I can't talk about any particular scenario, no.
Okay. Have there been any moments that you found troubling or were not as expected for you over the last 5 months?
Well, I gotta say this, it's a big lift. So it's been, you worry about everything. And I mean, our core purpose here is to provide high quality care and access for our patients. So anything that can make that difficult or different or get in the way of that makes me worry. I worry every day about everything though. Have I been anxious? Absolutely. Is it an undue anxiety? No.
Do you believe there have been patient harms over the last 5 months?
Do I believe there's been significant patient harms over the last 5 months? No.
You don't believe there's been any significant ones? Okay, so are you aware of potentially any deaths connected to issues with OPOR?
No. Okay. The workflows had input from all of the staff when they were developed, and they were put into production and were available and ready to go when we went live. But the staff got to use them when we went live. All of the components of them were known before.
Are there any best practices that have been learned that you're sharing with NSH to make sure this is smooth next week when it expands?
So any of the issues that we've had, any of the changes that have been made, it is a shared team. Everything has been shared widely with OPOR and Nova Scotia Health, so that going first, the problems of going first don't have to be first for the next people. Yes.
Have things gone as you expected?
I would say that in a change of this size, you expect it to be difficult. I don't know that I could have said it was this thing or that thing. Did we know that it was going to be hard and was going to be a change? This is a big change. This is a change to a record that we've had for 30 years. It's a change not of what care you're providing, but how you do it and how you document it. So change is hard. I think the public is aware, or they know that this is going on. I don't know if they know that it is a big change for the people that are doing it. But I think people are aware that this is important to do and the benefits of having it as we get it finished.
Is there any other part of this I'm missing or anything you want to add?
I think I just would underline again how very proud I am of all of the staff for their willingness to be open and transparent in sharing their struggles with this. I'd like to be thankful for the people in OPOR who've been so responsive in helping us address the issues as they've come up, and to my team that went first, because this is an important thing to do, and this is something that we need for our patients and family in Nova Scotia.
Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Coming up, there are new concerns that the deadly Hantavirus outbreak linked to a Dutch cruise ship is spreading further.
And a scorching start to spring in British Columbia is raising concerns about wildfires and drought. Welcome back. Health authorities worldwide are working to prevent the further spread of hantavirus. They are now contacting passengers who disembarked from the Dutch cruise ship that reported an outbreak.
The World Health Organization stresses that the risk to the public is low. Chris Brown has the latest from London.
With a global hunt underway to track the movements of anyone who might have been exposed to hantavirus on the Honduras cruise ship, the World Health Organization is underscoring the risk to public health is low.
I want to be unequivocal here. This is not SARS-CoV-2. This is not the start of a COVID pandemic. This is an outbreak that we see on a ship.
But this strain of hantavirus, typically found in South America, can be passed between people who have close contact. So there's concern where the ship is expected to dock on Sunday in Tenerife on the Canary Islands. Everyone's worried because they have family at home, and the last thing they want is for the virus to spread further, said this port workers union representative. The strain also has a long incubation period, up to 6 weeks.
It's possible that more cases may be reported.
The voyage began in Argentina and headed northwards. Authorities believe a Dutch couple on board had visited areas in South America where the virus might have been present in rats. One of them died on the ship, the other in South Africa, and a German woman also died on board. The WHO helped evacuate 3 people when the ship stopped off Cape Verde and airlifted them to the Netherlands. British expedition guide Martin Anstey is among 5 other people confirmed or suspected of being infected. 4 Canadians remain on the ship. We now know 2 others got off on the island of St. Helena and flew home before the full extent of the outbreak was known. They've been told to self-isolate, as has another Canadian who was not on the ship but was on the same flight.
I've been in touch with my counterparts in the Netherlands, in the UK, and in Spain this morning so that we are staying coordinated.
As for the 100 or so people still on board, authorities say they're in good health, although some are stressed as they remain quarantined in their cabins. Thankfully, everyone is doing well and we're healthy, said this Turkish passenger. The tracing efforts now being undertaken by at least 12 countries are focused on anyone who might have sat next to a potentially infected person on a flight or had a cabin near them on the ship. Chris Brown, CBC News, London.
Iran says it's reviewing the latest U.S. proposal to end the conflict in the Middle East. The proposal reportedly calls for the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, but it's not clear if Iran would agree to that. Donald Trump has threatened to resume airstrikes on Iran if shipping through the crucial waterway isn't allowed to resume. Meanwhile, Israel has launched airstrikes on the Lebanese capital for the first time in weeks. Tom Perry reports from Jerusalem.
We've been seeing images out of Beirut today of the cleanup after that Israeli strike in the southern part of the city. Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli prime minister, went on social media yesterday to say that he had ordered the strike along with his defense minister, and they were targeting a senior Hezbollah commander. Now, the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, said today they killed Ahmed Ali Balut, the commander of Hezbollah's Radwan force. Now, this was the first attack on Beirut since the ceasefire was agreed to last month, but Israel has been going after targets in southern Lebanon on a daily basis since that ceasefire was agreed to. We saw more attacks in southern Lebanon today. Of course, we've seen villages flattened there, more villages where people have been told to evacuate because the IDF is still going after Hezbollah militants. Lebanon's health ministry says more than 120 people have been killed in the last week alone. And we heard from the IDF today saying that one of its soldiers was seriously injured yesterday in a Hezbollah drone strike. This, of course, happening at a time when a ceasefire is supposed to be in place. Now, as this is happening, we heard yesterday from Benjamin Netanyahu, who was responding to reports that Israel was taken by surprise when Donald Trump came out and said that he was close to a deal with Iran to end the war there. There's reporting that Israel was in fact preparing for an escalation in the fighting. Netanyahu says that he and Trump are in contact on an almost daily basis.
There is full coordination between us, no surprises. We share common objectives, and the most important objective is the removal of enriched material from Iran. all enriched material and the dismantling of Iran's enrichment capabilities. President Trump believes he can achieve this one way or another. However, we are prepared for every scenario.
So that was the Israeli Prime Minister saying that he's in contact with Donald Trump on a regular basis, and that despite reporting to the contrary, he and the U.S. president remain on the same page when it comes to the war in Iran. Tom Perry, CBC News, Jerusalem.
The federal government is planning changes to speed up approvals for pipelines and other natural resource projects. Kate McKenna reports from Ottawa.
Possible legislation could be coming to
Possible, yeah.
Okay.
The government House leader confirms reporting by CBC News. The federal Liberals will propose changes to make it faster to approve big projects like pipelines.
We have a lot of work to do to continue progress on reforming a regulatory process, make sure everyone is heard, but also make sure they go faster. I don't think that's a secret.
We're moving forward at speed, but we're doing it in the right way. Consultation with Indigenous partners, with provinces, with all stakeholders.
For years, industry has warned things take too long to be approved in Canada, and it's slowing down growth.
Having a long timeline adds costs. It adds capital costs, interest costs, and it makes us less competitive. And so it has been a priority of industry.
Declare part 2, including a schedule.
Mark Carney promised to fix it, passing a new law last year allowing some projects to be fast-tracked. But these new changes are set to apply to all projects. The Conservative leader poked fun at how long approvals are taking.
I have to begin by apologizing for my late arrival. I jumped into my Uber and I asked him to drive at speeds not seen in generations. He immediately hit the brakes.
Conservatives have criticized the Liberals for being all talk and no action.
CBC is reporting that the Liberals will change the rules for resource development and pipeline approvals to allegedly try and speed them up. But forgive me, we've been here before. Last year they promised big projects at speeds never seen before. If the minister was right, we'd have projects coming out of everywhere.
If he took the cotton out of his ears, he would have heard there was a pipeline being built from Taylor to Gordondale. He would have heard there was an expansion of the largest pipeline system in British Columbia. He would have heard there was $8 billion just being spent in Goose Bay.
But environmental lawyers fear any new changes risk eroding protections.
They have, through a bunch of policy measures, have already eroded federal impact assessment to the point that it no longer resembles the kind of informed decision-making that we once saw.
Sources say the government plans to consult before making any legislative change. Kate McKenna, CBC News, Ottawa.
Summer-like heat is beating down across British Columbia, smashing temperature records. As John Hernandez tells us, it comes with serious concerns about low water levels and a higher risk of wildfires.
Should we go in the car?
Ken Bradshaw hikes the peaks at Cypress Mountain all the time, but he's never seen it this bare and brown in early May.
There's hardly any snow left near the top. I didn't even have to wear micro spikes today. We could just walk in hiking boots, and that's unusual for this time of year.
The snowpack in Metro Vancouver is the lowest it's been in a decade, and the record-breaking spring heat means it's melting fast.
We're at about 45% of our normal snowpack for this time of year, so would be more than double this is what we would like to see.
The low snowpack is already causing concerns when it comes to the region's water supply. Metro Vancouver has banned lawn watering to preserve shrinking reservoirs, and a hot summer in the forecast means more restrictions are coming in June.
Almost a full ban on outdoor water use, so it gets quite a bit stricter. So we won't want to see people washing their cars.
At least 24 temperature records were broken across the province over the last few days, with several communities hitting above 30 degrees Celsius. Record heat and little rain means heightened wildfire risk. There are more than 24 active fires burning across BC.
With these unseasonably hot temperatures, we're seeing that dryness kind of deeper in the ground. So that does certainly make things more challenging.
Different people will feel heat differently, and some people are more vulnerable to extreme heat than others. In terms of
this heat researcher says high spring temperatures could be a precursor to an exceptionally hot summer, and is warning people to think about their safety. In 2021, more than 600 British Columbians died during a heat dome.
Where does it look like for me to cool down? Where might I be able to go stay if I have to be somewhere for a few days?
Spring temperatures that Vancouver hasn't seen in more than 100 years. And the season is just getting started. John Hernandez, CBC News, Vancouver.
2 hardworking members of an avalanche search and rescue team in BC are hanging up their gear. The 4-legged heroes are retiring after 10 years of service in Whistler. The CBC's Anna Kelly has that story.
When the vest goes on, they're off to work. Eva is an American Field Labrador.
She's my best friend, and I get to bring her to work every day.
Jasper is a golden retriever.
He's a pretty patient dog. He's pretty low-key. He kicks it up when he needs to.
Both of them are avalanche search and rescue dogs and 10 years old.
She's a bit of a rock star. She came out of the womb already knowing how to search.
Every winter, they spend their days at Whistler Blackcomb and in the backcountry.
You're always training with the dogs. We're always ready to respond.
When avalanches happen, it's all hands and paws on deck.
Search! They are searching specifically for the human scent.
They search for people trapped under the snow.
If we have a dog that can go find that person, it's going to be way quicker. What do you got there? Oh, what a good dog!
What sets them apart isn't just their speed or strong sense of smell.
It's more about what type of drive they have. And some dogs have it and some don't.
When the call for help comes in, they respond up and down the Sea to Sky region.
It's a super important program. And if we save one life in a decade, then that's amazing. And if we're doing body recoveries, I think be able to provide closure to families in that respect is really important. And the dogs are incredibly effective at what they do.
Get it.
Now the 2 dogs are retiring.
He gets to play and hang out at home with my wife and make pots.
There's a new generation ready to step in.
We have 5 validated dogs on Whistler right now, and we have 2 puppies that are going to be assessed actually next weekend.
It will take a few years to be qualified, but Tucker is up for it.
He's already started coming to work every day, and I don't think he'll ever be Eva, but yeah, he's going to be a good dog.
Eva and Jasper will try to relax.
I think she'll stay home with my partner and spend time on the couch and swimming in the summer and cross-country skiing in the winter, generally having a chill retirement.
Taking a much-deserved pause to enjoy retirement. Alana Kelly, CBC News, Whistler.
Canada's main stock index finished in negative territory, weighed down by losses in the energy sector, while U.S. markets also lost ground. Here is a look at the numbers as we head to break. We need the rain, but it's good that we're getting a chance to dry out a little bit too, though.
Well, it's nice it just comes in one big gush of rain rather than drizzle for days on end.
Very convenient.
Yeah, honestly, that's where a lot of folks were thinking, these past couple of months had to be above normal for rainfall. They weren't, because we weren't seeing a lot of these events, right? It was just showers and drizzle, which is not really great for anybody. But yes, a beneficial rain today, and boy, spring is really starting to see those signs. We're going to go back to the well for another day. This one in Truro. We had a magnolia tree yesterday, many of them. How about this?
Thanks, Magnolia.
Now zoomed in up close and personal. Thanks to Carolyn from Truro for this picture. Fantastic. And nice big sign of spring there. Brian's picks at cbc.ca there. The temperatures tomorrow, right near seasonal, anywhere from 12 to 14 degrees for most of the province, a little bit cooler for Cape Breton. Chance for showers and even a risk for a rumble of thunder. Greatest risk in the northeast tomorrow. Lots of instability tomorrow, so we will see those showers kind of bubbling up. Looks like more so of the best chances will be late afternoon into the evening for tomorrow. And then for Saturday, it looks like a slight risk in the northeast of the province for a shower. Overall, pretty good day. Sun cloud mix, temperatures ranging between 13 and 16 degrees for most. There's the rain that's moving its way out, and by the time we get to tomorrow, there are those showers bubbling up tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Pretty quiet for Saturday with that area of high pressure in place. And then for Mother's Day, it does look like that next system is going to work its way in. Unfortunately, in time for Mother's Day, the wettest parts of the province look to be the further west you go. Some sun breaks certainly possible central and east, and then we'll be looking at Monday, Tuesday kind of soggy as well, but back into some sunshine Wednesday into Thursday of next week. Be nice to get things nice and topped up, and then when June hits, we're off to the races.
We're good to go.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see what happens there. Okay, thanks so much, Ryan. All right, question. Can a robot achieve enlightenment? Okay, that's a philosophical question best left for Gabi, South Korea's first humanoid robot monk.
This was the scene at an ordination ceremony at a temple in Seoul. This ceremony marks a commitment to follow the Buddha and his teachings.
The 4'2" robot will serve as an honorary monk around the Buddha's birthday celebrations later this month.
It's fitting in pretty well, don't you think?
I think so.
That's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.